Thank you guys for tuning in to the channel. Got this little airplane here. This is the Timber Turbo Evolution UMX, running on a 300 milliamp 3S LiPo. You can run this on a 2S, but 3S is, I like it better. It seemed like the 2S just didn't quite have enough power, especially on a breezy day like today, to kind of power out of a bad situation if you need to. I have crashed this little plane before and glue it back together. You can kind of see the canopy there, but got it glued back together. It flies just fine, and I want to try to take off from the ground here. Set it on the pad. These little planes are great for parks like this. You know, you could probably fly a big plane here, but little plane works just fine. These little UMXs, they don't need a whole lot of room to take off, as I'm about to demonstrate. So let's see if we can get this thing up into the air. Always want to take off into the breeze or into the wind. Feels like the breeze is coming this way, so we'll give it a shot. Take it off a hold. Yep. As you can see, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 feet to take off. I did have my battery towards the front, and I am still in just safe mode. With the battery towards the front, I feel like when I am off throttle, especially in the breeze right here, I'm not even on the throttle. And you can see this thing is just gliding nice and smooth. Really enjoy this whole thing. Would this be a first good plane? Or a good first plane? I don't know. It seemed like when I got out of the box, I had to adjust the little turnbuckles kind of to the rudder and to the elevators quite a bit. So if you have never flown a plane before, knowing how to adjust that stuff might be important. But yeah, you can just kind of float this little guy. If you really wanted to step it up, you could. It's a pretty quick little airplane on 3S, but great for a small park flyer. I have a Hobby Zone Carbon Cub S that I've flown here before, and you do have enough room for a plane that size, but these UMXs are really nice. This thing does have flaps. I never really even use them. I mean, it takes off so easy already in such a short amount of space that I really just have no need for the flaps. But these little planes are great. And you can really zoom it if you want, as you can see. Getting pretty high up there. I'm gonna glide back down. It's a beautiful day today for February this time of year. Probably about 60 degrees out, and the sunshine feels nice. Usually this time of year the wind blows quite a bit, so, and there's quite a bit of breeze today, but not too bad. I enjoy all kinds of RCs. Just kind of got into planes recently and flying some helicopters. Usually more of a basher and racer. But the kids like to come to the park and they get to play on the playground, and I'll fly a little plane or helicopter. It's kind of relaxing. Not a very aggressive flyer. I just kind of like to leave it in safe mode and just fly around like that in the breeze. You see it kind of just floating there. I enjoy that. And it helps me get my skills up if I ever decide to get something bigger, faster. And you could practice on a simulator, but it's still a lot harder in real life because you got a real plane up in the air, so it plays on your nerves a little bit. And even these little planes aren't cheap. Still under $200. I think I got this one on a sale because it was scratch and dent, which I've already crashed it, so glad I didn't spend the full price and then crash it. These foam planes, you can glue them back together. It's not too bad. Maybe I'll put the crash video in there. When I crashed it, it was going back to, like I said earlier, with the elevator not being set right and me not knowing a whole lot. I left it where it was, so when I tried to hand launch it, and the plane pretty much just went like straight up and over and nosedived into the ground, and it broke the front into a lot of pieces. But with a lot of patience and glue, we got it back together and we got it flying again. You can fly this plane, I mean, close to you. Just kind of hovering around. Nice and slow, just easy gliding on the breeze. Those are just kind of floating on the breeze. It's neat how it can stay up in the air like that, even not moving very fast, with very little throttle input. I think I did a flight video the other day, and this little battery just floating around. I flew this thing for about 10 minutes. You could probably put a little bit bigger milliamp battery in there. And this is a JST connector. I think a lot of the UMX planes by E-flite have a JST connector. Let's do one more slow, close pass. That was fun. And then maybe try to land this thing. Good to fly at the park this time of day. The sun's behind you. Not having to stare at the sun plays a pretty big factor when you're trying to fly. As you can see, the breeze is kind of rocking it around a little bit. All right. Not sure how long we were in the air, but let's try to land her. A lot of times the wheels are so small, you try to land in the grass there, it'll flipped it over, but I'm sure it didn't hurt anything. Yeah, it's been the Turbo Timber UMX by E-flite. Thank you guys for watching.